Hey, hello. Thank you so much for helping me with my usability test today. I really appreciate your time. My name is Xiaoqi. You can call me Xiaoqi or Jing, and I will be guiding you through the season. Before we start, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay, great. And also if anything happens with Zoom or your browser or the website during the session, just let me know. And the decision should be pretty simple. I will ask you to use the Yelp website and complete a few realistic text. The most important thing to remember is that I'm not testing you, I'm testing the website, and there are no right or wrong answer, and you do not need to perform perfectly. So please just use the website the way you normally would. And
Okay.
before we continue, I want to let you know that I will recording this season for my class project. This recording will only use for this usability testing assignment. I will use the recording to review what happened during the season and to support my findings. So do I have your permission to recording this season?
Yes, you do.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will start. And today, we are going to look at the Yelp website. I can send to you. Mhm. And
Okay.
this website is people often use to search for restaurant, read reviews, compare options, and decide where to eat. The purpose of this test is to understand how easy or difficult it is for user to search for and compare restaurant on Yelp. I'm interested in how you notice information such as renting, press, open states, and review. The goal is not to judge your ability. The goal is to learn how the website supports or does not support your test. During the session, I will ask you to sing out loud as much as possible. That means seeing what is going through your mind while you use the website. For example, you can say what you are looking for, what you expect to happen, and why you clean something or what feels unclear. If you feel confused, please say that out loud too. If you become clear for will, I may gentleman you to keep talking. Uh, and if you ask me where to click or what to do, I may not answer directly. Instead, I may ask something like, what do you normally do, or where do you expect to find that information? That just to keep the text neutral so I can see how the website works without giving hints. Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So when you are ready, please open your browser and go to this website. We know
O-
when page is has loaded.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to share my screen now.
Okay.
So, so, so let me know. Do you see the screen?
Oh, I can see your screen now. Thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
And before we begin the test, I will ask you a few short background questions. This question just help me understand your normal habits when searching for restaurant online. You
Okay.
can answer naturally. There is no need to give a long answer unless you want to do.
Okay.
The first one is how often do you use Yelp or similar restaurant finding websites?
I don't use Yelp all that often. I am
Uh,
familiar with it. I do use other websites that do work similarly,
mhm.
relatively often,
Oh,
such as DoorDash, Uber Eats,
mhm.
things like that.
Okay. So, when you're choosing a restaurant online, what information do you usually look at first?
Normally, I look at the ratings of for normally I look at the cuisine. So I normally would want to find a particular food that I'm interested in. Once I find the cuisine that I like, then I look at the ratings and distance from wherever I am. And then obviously at the end, well, probably in between that, I start to look at what dishes they have available.
Sounds great. And how comfortable are you with using website to search for food or restaurant?
I'm very comfortable.
Okay, that's good. And when choosing where to eat, do you really think about price, healthiness, convenience, distance, or reviews?
Oh, it's a combination. It's a combination of reviews and distance. So, generally speaking, if I am going to be going to a restaurant, I possibly will be doing a pickup or eating there. And the difference between driving 10 minutes and 45 minutes
Mhm.
is sizable, even if it is a really good restaurant. So
Yeah.
definitely distance plays a very big factor.
Mhm. Okay. So, about how long do you usually spend deciding where to eat?
Oh, I could easily spend 30 minutes
Okay.
trying to find where to eat, especially if it's a new place.
Mhm.
If it's some place I've already been to before, that time will go down drastically. But I do tend to peruse a lot on the menu to see what I would like.
Mhm. Okay. And do you usually look more for fast food, healthier option, or both?
Combination of both.
Okay. And if you are choosing a restaurant for children or family, would that affect your decision?
It doesn't. No.
Okay. And what device you usually use to search for the restaurant, such as a phone, laptop, or tablet?
I'm currently on my laptop right now, but
Mhm.
generally speaking, I use my mobile phone, my phone to
Okay.
search for restaurants.
Okay. So do you really prefer using app or maybe website when searching for the restaurant?
Yes, I prefer using
App.
the app.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. And have you used Yelp before today?
Yes, I have.
Oh, so what do you usually use it for?
I don't use Yelp all that often, but I have used it before. I've used it to find restaurants in the past, but most recently, which would have been maybe 5 or 6 months ago, I used Yelp to find a tent auto shop. So someone to put like window tintings on my car.
Oh,
So that's what I last used Yelp for a couple of months ago.
okay. Well, thank you very much. That helped me understand your background before the text. And now we will move into the test. I will read a test at a time. Please complete each text in the way that feels natural to you. You can take your time and please remember to think out aloud as you work. After each text, I may ask you a short follow-up question to better understand your thinking. So
Okay.
the first one for this text said, imagine you are a college student in Hayes. So you have a short break between class and need to find something quickly affordable and currently open. And
Okay.
the first text, please find a fast food restaurant near his that currently open and seems realistic to visit during a short break between the class.
Okay. So, um, let's see. Close this. So I would have to find the restaurant that is close near the campus, or just overall. And then so everything is closed right now. But let's see what I would be able to do because I don't live in
Yeah.
Kansas in this area, so I'm not exactly familiar, but we will check out the map and see what we can find. So, let's see. So we have a couple of different restaurants over here. Let's see if I'm able to drill down an area a little bit more. Um, I found the takeout sections. What I could do if I need to be directly within within the school grounds, what I can do is type in, this is going to deviate just a little bit, but I can see if I can type in um let me see, Fort Hayes. That's the historical site. Perfect. So it can take me to, this is the direction. So it's here. It might open up a new tab, but we don't need that. So we can go back. So it's 600. So from here, we can do a little search as the map moves. Yeah, that'll be a good idea. So these friends right here, let's see. So, so I definitely would like for this to have some type of direction built in, but let's see. So this is okay, so this will be relatively close. Okay. So we should be in the roughly the general area. So let me just see if I can go back here. Okay, so we should be roughly in the general area. So if I were on campus, I needed something quick, let's assuming class is in session, school is open. I probably, oh, right here on the rocks is open. But this is like, I think this is it's a bar and burgers. Um, but this is number 5, Professor's Classic, Sandwich and Shops and More. Let's take a look at this. I think I was just there. Um, let's actually close. So this is open from 11 to 2. So this would be prime time. So we'll probably be really busy. But they might have some decent food. Well, let's see what this is. No, I wouldn't want that. Let's see. Um, let me zoom in. Zoom in some more. You can't go wrong with nachos. So let's see this. Gella's Dine and LB Brewing. So we have the food. We have so it would be open in between class hours, generally speaking, unless I had morning classes, early morning classes, I should say. Let's see. So we have photos of the food. The burgers look pretty good. Burgers look good. And they probably would be able to give you the food relatively quickly, especially since it's a diner. I would imagine it has takeout. So going here has good reviews, roughly has really good reviews. And let's see if I can locate um the actual menu. So the menu may populate on another website and it would populate on another website. So the menu's here. I wish the menu was embedded within the actual website so I didn't have to parse out. But this looks pretty good. You should go here. Get some garlic cheese curds. Those do look good. So I would probably choose Gella's Diner and LB Brewing. I'm assuming this will be relatively close to the campus. Like I mentioned, I don't live in Kansas or on the campus, but I believe that would be close. It's relatively affordable for the price that you'll be getting a decent amount of food with. So I would do something like that. Yeah, so I would go to Geller's Dine and LB Brewing. That's what I would choose.
So, at the beginning, what you notice first and what you decide to do first?
In the beginning, the first thing I noticed, because you mentioned something quick, something fast.
Yeah.
In this section here, it popped up, which was popular, which was really good takeout. So that allowed me to be able to immediately narrow down what I was looking for. I wonder if I would have selected restaurants if more things would populate. I don't think it made much of a difference and it didn't make a difference in this case, but my goal was to focus primarily just on takeout, um, because takeout's faster. So even if it's marked as takeout, sometimes you can still eat it while you're sitting there, but generally the food is already pre-made to a certain extent, so it will be faster. So that's the first thing I looked at.
Okay. And the what information helped you to decide that this restaurant is open?
So what I was looking at, so all the restaurants right now are closed just based on the time. But what I was looking at is the actual hours that they have listed. So they have hours here and it lets you know exactly when they're open and when they're closed. And I'm thinking, okay, if I'm a student, I'm on campus. If I wanted to eat some type of lunch, if I had a break, whether it be around 12 or 1, this would be open.
Mhm.
If I started classes earlier, let's say around 7 or 8, even if I was done around 11, this would also still be open. So this tends to be a really general and good area for everything here too. And oh, this does have it. So this would let me know the distance between
Oh,
here and
yeah.
the school. So
Uh-huh.
okay, I just wish that that was a little bit more apparent, but we found it. So it would be a 3-minute drive or a what, 11-minute walk, a 20-minute walk. So just drive there. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And for the next text, please find a restaurant that seem um but budget friendly for a student. Ideally around 10 or to 50 for one meal.
Okay.
Mhm.
So something that is affordable restaurant. Okay, let's see. what we have here. So I do like the Gellas, but let's try something else, something that's a little bit more affordable because I think this one has is moderate. So let's see if we can find something a little bit more consumer friendly. This one's really expensive, so we don't want that one. We have Sip and Spin, 14 reviews. Doesn't seem to be scrolling. Let's see. Wonder what's over here. Okay, so we're zooming out a bit. So, you know what? Let's do this. So, I will select the cheap and moderate from there, and then that will just parse out everything. Um, Parsley Pear Wine and Bistro Market. That looks good. This is Pub and Grill. So this is going to be Asian cuisine. Um, Seems kind of vague. So when I'm looking at this, the thing that I'm looking for too is I, of course, can individually go into each section to to see what I would like. But the saying is you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So if the uh, initial image isn't grabbing my attention, I'm probably not going to dive into it all that much. But let's look at this one. This looks relatively good. 35 reviews, 4.5 stars. It's called Bernie's Hamburgers House. This is one dollar, so it should be pretty affordable. But
Mhm.
let's check everything out from here. Let's see. So like I said before, I wish the menu was embedded. It's actually not. And sorry, let's see if I can move this here. Oops. Okay, so let's see if they have any prices. So they do have the price board here.
Mhm.
This was uploaded last year, so I don't know if
Mhm.
these prices are still valid. But if they are, you can get a hamburger for 5.29. You can pay a little for add-ons. A mushroom and Swiss burger for $6 is really good. Um, a chicken, what is this? An egg chicken burger. So that's six. So yeah, everything seems really affordable.
Yeah.
They're looking at it, I don't see anything that's above $8.
Mhm.
Of course, so I would choose this. Um, yeah, so I would choose the Verney's Hamburger House
Mhm.
as an affordable dining in option for people on a budget, especially since you can do your food. So you can eat and you can get some dessert there as well.
Okay. Okay. Um, what information you are using to decide whether it fits the budget? Budget.
So what I did to help to see if it what's were to fit when I did the search, since we were looking for something that's going to be affordable, normally there's this like little dollar symbol that they have here. And the more dollar symbols you have, the more expensive the food is going to be. The less dollar symbols you have, the more affordable the food is going to be. So, out of the scale of $1 to $4 symbols, I thought that selecting $1 to $2 for the simple would be so low to moderate would be the best way to go for students that were being financially savvy. So that's what I did. And someone wrote here in a review, they stop after class. So boom, that's good. And it's close to the campus, it seems. So yes.
Yeah, and was it easy to understand whether this restaurant is affordable?
Yes, it was for me. So going back here, let's see if I
Mm.
can actually move this. Um, no, it's fine. Um, actually going here, sorry. There, not all of them had it, but this one did. So you see, look, there's like a little dollar symbol right here. That made it easy to find out, and as well as filtering with these two made it relatively easy to find exactly what I wanted. So yeah, I found it to be pretty easy and self-explanatory, or maybe not even necessarily so self-explanatory. I have previous experience, and a couple of websites tend to use a similar methodology, so I was familiar with what to look for.
Okay. So now please compare at least the two restaurants and choose the one you would prefer. And please explain what information you are comparing, such as rating, reviews, price, or distance, or photos. Mhm.
Okay, so I'll compare two restaurants. I'm going to uncheck these. Well, I can check everything because I want more options um to see what I could do or what I can get. So let's see. So I mean, there are the restaurants here. They tend to be very clustered together. But I don't need to zoom in because there's not so much happening. So let's see. I would go here. Lamonto's Pizza. Oh, I don't want pizza. So Billy Slim's, no, no, no. So I'm just looking at food that I would find that I would personally eat or would be in the mood to eat. You can't go wrong with Mexican, so that's good. Um, but let's say the options are limited for the area. Um, and we're getting further and further away from campus, which I believe is fine. But let's just go back here because I found, something I did like, right? So let's go back to this one here. So Paisley Pear Wine Bar and Bistro Market. So I'm going to select this one. This looks very cute, very quaint. $2 symbol, so it's going to be moderately affordable. Now, for comparing, that is going to require a lot of back and forth, unfortunately. So there is no kind of comparison tab, but let's look to see what we have. So this looks really good. The stuff here looks really good. Um, green on green salad. That's a funny name. So you have that here. Your dishes, they tell you the vibe. This looks very cozy. So I like this. And they have mimosas. So this one's looks really nice. They have takeout, they do reservations. Let's see about pricing because they may do something similar where the pricing is not embedded, of course, and I would have to go to a separate page, but bistro wine, um, this is taking me out of what I want to do. So let me get
So what's
back.
the most important factor in your choice? The price?
Um, I want to say the most important factor would be in this situation is the ambiance of the actual restaurant, the food choices that are being offered, and yeah, the distance, the ambiance, and the food choices that are being offered. So I would choose the Paisley Pear Wine Bar and Bistro
Mhm.
um over, let's say, the Geller's Diner and Lab Brewing. These two are both really good. So Geller is number one, and then Paisley is four. So they're literally right here, very
Mhm.
close to one another. There is no official comparison, but I would say that the Geller is probably like Americana
Mhm.
food, and the Paisley is probably, it gives the appearance of being slightly elevated with the wine and like the different stuff that they have there. So basically, really good, possibly breakfast, brunch foods that are slightly more elevated than your traditional burger. So that's what I would choose. The variety of food that's being offered, the experience or the ambiance that you can get from that restaurant, and the relatively the distance. Well, since I don't live in the area, I would imagine if I'm a student, I would want it to be relatively close to wherever campus is or wherever I'm living. So I would
Okay.
choose Paisley Pear.
Okay, so the last test is Senegal. Please decide whether you could get food quickly enough to stay on schedule. Please tell me what information help you make the decision.
What information would help me make the decision as to whether or not I'll be able to get the food relatively quickly? I would definitely have to check out the reviews to find that information. Um, Generally speaking, I know that some restaurants that may be similar to this may be a little bit slower to fulfill your order. That's just a generalization because you're taking in the ambiance, like this says, and just the experience there. But I would rely heavily on reviews to find out whether or not um, it's quick or not. So um, I'm checking the reviews right now. I don't see anything in regards to this. I can actually say I can do this and type in fast or something. Since we're on here and nothing pops up, but it would really be nice to say to see if they actually had some type of rating um within Yelp that would allow you to see on average how long the wait times tend to be. Um, but I would have to rely heavily on reviews and, more importantly, on previous experience with similar restaurants or diners. So that information, unless I'm overlooking it, isn't available right here. It does say efficient staff. So they probably do get the food out to you relatively quickly. But I'm not sure if it's quick enough for someone who is on a 45-minute break or intercession to come get some food and leave. So
Oh.
I would have to rely on reviews and honestly just physically probably going in to the actual restaurant to find out.
Okay. So, okay. Thank you for going through those texts. Before we finish, I have a few final questions about your experience. So, which part of Yelp feel easiest to use, and which part feel confusing or flow starting?
The part that's easiest to use is getting the restaurants to populate. Simply typing in restaurants, it's normally, on the popular section, you can just simply tap it and select it. So that was relatively easy to use. The thing that was a little bit more difficult or slightly more embedded is actually trying to find the distance between where you are and where you want to go. So you have here, it says get directions in haze. So even though it says get directions, I believe the color palette isn't popping enough to make me think that, oh, this is going to um actually give me directions to this location. I don't know why. It just, for whatever reason, it's right here. It seems very clunky um to have this information be here. I wish it was fully embedded without me having to go into a secondary section. So I would say that the mapping is something I didn't like with Yelp.
Oh, okay. So, oh, if you could change one thing about Yelp, what would it be?
Um, I would change the flow a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more. So what I mean by that is the flow. So when you put in the restaurants, I would love for it to give you the ability to start to drill down more information where you're able to select you know the how like select how many stars the restaurant has. I would like to be able to figure out, on average, if a restaurant has 4 stars, 3 stars, or something along those lines. You are just given everything as a whole, and it's up to you to parse out that information. Having that information already be parsed out would be really good, just like how they have open now and the prices. I think having a rating or even giving more categories towards the food would be good. So we have new American seafood, steakhouse, maybe even adding an additional label to explain what the difference is between American and New American would be nice as well. But those are the things I would say I would like to have like a rating section. Yeah, that would make things easier.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time and for sharing yourself. This is an off season. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.